So this is Heffernan 2022 Exam 1 question 5. We have an antiderivative to take because we've got the derivative of f of x is equal to this. Find f of x. So f of x will be the integral of 1 on the square root of 4 minus x squared dx minus the integral of 5 on top of the square root of 9 minus 25 x squared dx. And that's the inverse sine of x on 2 minus the inverse sine of the 5 goes with the derivative of that, so x on 5. 5x on 3, correct, plus some constant c, and since f of o equals 0, that 0, inverse sine of 0 is 0 minus 0, so c equals 0. Now, I deliberately chose to put the negative out here and to subtract because I've read the second part of the question and I want both of these to be inverse sines. And normally I would leave the negative with the 5 and make it an inverse cos. But the second part of the question, I've got f of a half equals theta. Therefore, theta is equal to the inverse sine of 1/4 if x is equal to a half minus the inverse sine of 5/3. Sorry, when I put a half there, that's going to be 5 on 6. Okay, so I'm going to say this is theta is equal to alpha minus beta. So if I'm going to try and find cos of theta, I'm going to have the cos of alpha minus beta, and using the compound angle rules, I'm going to use this one, cos of x cos of y plus sine of x sine of y. So it's going to equal cos of alpha cos of beta minus sine of alpha sine of beta, and I know that sine of alpha, correct? No, plus. Sine of alpha is 1/4. Sine of beta is 5/6. If I know that the sine alpha is the inverse sine of 1/4, therefore the sine of alpha is 1/4. And if I create a right angle triangle for alpha, that's 1, that's 4, that's root 15. So the cos of alpha is root 15 on 4. And looking at beta, I know the sine of beta is 5/6. So if I consider a right angle triangle, if that's beta, that's 5, that's 6, 36 minus 25 is 11, that's root 11. Therefore, the cos of beta is root 11 on 6. So 6/15. So if I do root 15 is 3 times 5 times root 6, that's root 11, isn't it? There's no common factors, is there? 11 times 15. 15 times 11 gives me 15, 165. So root 165 on 24 plus 5 on 24. And I need to leave it in that form. So it's going to be root 165 plus 5 all on 24. And that's the form that I was wanting. So the second part of this question used this idea of alpha being one angle minus the other angle, and therefore the cos of alpha is the cos of one angle minus the other.